Plant Road off of Cheryl's Ford Road off of Highway 150, right by the Marshall Steam Station. Oh my goodness, those people, I see them. They got kids living there, man. Alright, so those railroad tracks would run right through the plant. Oh, I see a dump truck. Wonder what he's doing. What are you hauling, Mr. Dump Truck? Oh. Oh my goodness, I don't want to roll my window down. This is millions of tons of coal ash, my friends. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. They're working on the coal ash. Oh my God. Okay, there they are spraying it. Can you see that? They're spraying it to try to keep it wet, to keep it from going into the air. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a coal ash hill. That's radioactive toxic waste. Thousands of toxins, my friends. Uranium, radium, thorium, arsenic, lithium, antimony, hexavalent chromium. Oh my God. Just put it on liners to begin with, then it wouldn't have gotten into the groundwater. It wouldn't have gotten into Lake Norman and, you know, every lake on their 14 contaminated plants in North Carolina. Every lake that they sit on is now contaminated for centuries, all because these people weren't made to treat their toxic waste correctly. Like, seriously. Hold on, I need to put my mask on. Alright, I'm going to sound a little different because I got my mask on, but I understand what this stuff is, okay? And there you are, my friends, the source of the cancer clusters for North Carolina. Duke Energy's coal ash pits. This is why we have cancer clusters and children with birth defects, learning disabilities, ADHD, diabetes, heart attacks, Alzheimer's, depression, anxiety, behavior issues. And yeah, those things may have formed on their own, but guess what? If you poison your kids with a bunch of toxins, that might be a good suspect. You know, if you live beside the radioactive toxic waste site, that's your source of water, because North Carolina doesn't bother to regulate PFAS or many of these coal ash toxins, okay?
So even if you're on city water, you need reverse osmosis, and we weren't warned. Those damn people over at Duke Energy are still trying to claim this is safe. If it's safe, then why are we spending fucking $9 billion in 20 years to try to move it back from the water, huh? Why are we doing that? Why is every state now required to decide on a form of cleanup for their active coal ash ponds? They get 3 choices. They can cap it in place. That's the worst choice, and that's what all the power companies are going to be wanting to do. That way, that means all they got to do is go in there and throw some dirt over it, and they're done. And forget it. Hybrid cleanup is what we got for most of the plants in North Carolina. They're just moving it back from the water onto a line. And then they monitor it for 50 years to try to keep it in the property, in the groundwater. They're going to cover it up so that they'll eventually put a golf course or something on it, or a park, right? Chapel Hill's building low-income housing on their coal ash. Maybe that's what'll happen here. I see all them developments right up the road. Some poor suckers can come live on top of Duke Energy's toxic waste. Of course, you already are, probably, if you're on one of the Crescent Resources properties. Too bad we can't get some of them millionaires on our side to care. Sure do need some of them to do some bore samples, help us prove they used the coal ash, because they didn't bother to record it. Look at that. Look at that. Man almighty. I can't send in no more. What can I send in? So that's coal ash, and that's them trying to keep the coal ash from going into the air. That's what keeps your kid right up the road at Sherrill Ford Elementary from getting in a breath full. Little truck. What are these guys doing? You got dirty, you got coal ash, bitches. Where are you taking it? Are them guys wearing protection? Do they understand the dangers? Were they given classes on toxic waste? Probably not, since they don't officially consider it a toxic waste, right? Oh, Jesus. Okay, they're just holding dirt over there. That's ash. That ain't ash. The grip is this color we're seeing here. I'm pretty sure it's not. Oh, there's a spot of ash. I'll try to zoom in on it at home. That black. See that black spot that truck's driving up to right there? That's coal ash. So it's going to drive right over it. Good gracious. Yeah, where he just drove, that black spot, I'm pretty sure is coal ash. And that was part of the liner there that I'm pointing at. Those liners are only guaranteed for 50 years. I'm pretty sure that's because they have to monitor them for 50 years. Supposedly they'll last hundreds, but they have no proof of that. And there'll be no one held responsible after 50 years either. They fail. The next generation. By the time you get paid off this $9 billion, every time do another cleanup. How many more people gotta die? Huh? How many more people gotta die? Why did they had to be sued in order to do this at this plant? They pled guilty in court to groundwater contamination at 8 of their plants in North Carolina in 2015. This was after the Dan River spill, and then the first independent testing happened at all these plants. See, before that, the NCDEQ was letting Duke Energy use all their own labs to and do self-reporting. They do that at the nuclear stations too. It's horrifying. It's horrifying. They're just trusting them to do self-reporting and use their own labs. And that's how we ended up with a whole bunch of dead kids. Forever toxins. Because the EPA and the NCDEQ did not do their jobs, and they're still not doing it. And we're pretending like the NCDEQ are the good guys. You ask the politicians what's being done, and they'll say, oh, the NCDEQ's investigating it. They're looking into cancer causes collash. Well, the NCDEQ run the collash use program. Why are the NCDEQ in charge of cleaning up at the plants when they're the ones who let them contaminate the plants in the first place? I don't understand that. I mean, is that not just common sense? I'm not some kind of genius. This is common sense, right? Yeah, media's not covering it. Ugh, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna have a friggin' panic attack, y'all. Cancer Cluster Army in North Carolina, on the ground at the Marshall Steam Station. The source of the cancer clusters. And guess what, baby? Your house might be built on it. If you're in a Crescent Resources home, better get it checked.